Happy New Year's Eve. Oh my gosh, it is December 31st, 2025. Oh my gosh, like this year's been a lot, but we are closing it out. What time is it? It is 10:22. So in an hour and a half about, we will be in 2026. We're getting ready to sit on my couch. We're not going anywhere. This is the first New Year's Eve in I don't even know how many years. Like, I usually always am doing something for New Year's Eve, but this is the first year I'm not doing anything. I usually am, and I'm usually with my best friend, Hey Cindy Girl, but this year it didn't work out that way. And yeah, like I was sad like early in December, but now I'm like, girl, I don't want nobody bothering me. Thank God. Let's go into the new year not being bothered. Amen. I'm gonna have me a glass of wine. Or actually, I got me a glass of champagne. And we're gonna watch Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper get drunk on TV. And maybe do a face mask and go to bed, child. 2025 was a lot, to say the least, child. This was a busy year this year. Like, from the start to finish. Like, let's run it back. Let's rewind it back to the beginning. So, coming straight off, January 1st, I had a flight from Nashville to here, because last New Year's Eve, I spent with my best friend in Nashville. Why I thought, I don't know. We thought that we could stay up all day for my 6 a.m. flight back to New York after going out all night for New Year's Eve. Yeah, I woke up at the time my flight was taking off. Thankfully, I didn't have anywhere to like technically be, because like my rotation didn't start yet. So it was like fine in the grand scheme of things. Like, it wasn't even that big of a deal, but it was just like, why did we think that? We knew that wasn't gonna happen. So that was January. The rest of January was actually pretty calm, if I do say so myself. Like, I did OBGYN. There were some rough moments in there. But besides that though, January was calm. Oh, other than I had the landlord from hell. Oh my gosh. That place, if y'all go all the way back, when I was like literally living in like a not even a 1-bedroom. I was in a 3-bedroom, but I was in like the 1 room, and I was like, I literally hate it here. I hate my life. I want to die. Yeah, like that man, he literally oversold that place. I was only supposed to have 1 other roommate. He told me there was 1 other roommate. Washer and dryer was included, all the things. And I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna be here long in the Bronx, because that's when I lived in the Bronx, long enough that I feel like I really need to like splurge and get a 1-bedroom like I have been doing. So I can just like do this. In the meantime, at least I was washing and drying, girl. And me and him had discussed parking, and he said that there was a parking spot that I could use, and I paid extra, $50 extra to use the parking spot. Why, when I showed up, parking spot not available, there was an old car in the parking spot that I had paid for. He's like, oh, well, I can't, it's not my car, so I can't get it moved, but you had me pay for it. Okay. Then I had, one of the rooms had a couple in it, so that's 2 roommates, and then someone else moved in, so that's 3 people that I'm living with, when you told me I was only living with 1 other person. Okay. Washer and dryer, non-existent. But you said washer and dryer, and I confirmed. I said washer and dryer is in unit, right? He was like, yes. And I said, so when I got there, I was like, okay, so like, where's the washer and dryer? He's like, I never said there was a washer and dryer. And I literally screenshotted it and sent it back to him. And was like, so what was this? And that place was dirty. The freaking people that lived there didn't know how to clean out a fridge. So it was like old food in there. There was dishes. Girl, I literally stayed there for like what? I think I stayed there for like 2.5 weeks, and I was like, I have to get the fuck. I got a refund, and I was like, I have to get the fuck. Like, no. Like, these freaking New York City freaking renters will fucking, bro. Let me stop. I'm trying to calm down on my cussing, because I be cussing a lot. But like, he really like, you tried it. That was the only other thing that happened in January though. yeah, that was the only thing that happened in January. That was like most of like January. Also, January, I was dating Lawyer Bae, which I don't even know if I even told y'all about Lawyer Bae, but I was dating Lawyer Bae. Lawyer Bae lived in Atlanta, right? I knew Lawyer Bae from undergrad. That's still all the information I'm gonna give y'all about Lawyer Bae. But, Lawyer Bae came in January to visit, and let's just say, the visit was good. Let me not talk. The visit was good. We had a great time, great little visit. And we'll get to in March why he's no longer around. Anyways, February came. February was quick. February was real quick. Nothing crazy that I remember happened in February. So, yay for February. Hey, Miss Haley? Tens. February was a great month. 10s across the board, no complaints. March comes, and March was fine. I had to commute to the Brooklyn from the Bronx because I was doing an elective, which was fine. And outside of that, I went to Colombia. Oh my gosh. I know I was so late with posting on, like, I'm still sitting on content, but we're gonna get why that didn't get posted like it was supposed to in December, okay? But yeah, so I had so much content from Colombia. Colombia was such a time. Even though I was sick. How I get off the plane sick, child? I got on the plane healthy. I get to Colombia, I get off the plane sick. I got laryngitis. Voice gone. Huh? But besides that, Colombia was a vibe. I 1,000 out of 10 would go back again. Just like hopefully not sick that time so that I could really get the full experience. But it was a time, I will say. I had a ball. We went for my sister's birthday, and while I was there, me and like Lawyer Bae had already kind of like called things like off, because why would you come to New York, right? Why would you come to New York saying, oh, like I want to see where things go, whoop-de-whoop. Like, he'd been trying to date me for a while. We had gone on a few dates in Atlanta, but of course I live in New York. You live in Atlanta. But you made this whole big deal. You wanted to come to New York to see me. Cool, whatever, right? I was like, okay, you can come see me, but like, don't be on no crazy shit. Like, and also don't be coming unless you like are being like for real. He was like, oh no, da-da-da. He came to New York, cool, whatever. We had a great time, right? So then after he went back home, crickets. Huh? So I like called him out on it. Like, I literally told you not to come. If you were gonna be on crazy, you said that you wanted to come and see like if you can make things work, and if like what we're gonna do, like if we wanted to do long distance, da 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 da. You made it seem like you did. I told you not to come unless that was the vibes. You said that was the vibes, and then you came, and then you go, and then nothing. Okay, so then that was like kind of a conversation we had like in February. So cool, things were like just cooled off, whatever. Come March, I'm in Colombia. I get a little tipsy, I get a little drink in me. And, you know, we text or whatever, and he goes, Lex, I shouldn't be doing this because I'm dating someone and it's serious now. You was just in New York. So, I literally was like, how are you, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? We come to the conclusion, maybe you know, you don't want to do the long distance thing, which is cool, but like, once again, why did you come to New York when you said that was the vibes and that's not the vibes? Cool, right? And now you tell me you're dating, so you just started dating someone that's getting serious in March. This is the beginning of March, mind you. It was only 3 weeks in February. Serious? When you was just 5 weeks? Child. I was like, okay, don't text my phone no more. Cool. So that happened while I was in Colombia. That happened like the last day I was in Colombia. I was like, I didn't even cry. I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, you're whatever. Just do your thing. Leave me the fuck alone. Do your thing and leave me the fuck alone. I can't be bothered. So that happened, and then yeah, that was the rest of Columbia. When I came back from Columbia, I started my surgery rotation. I actually started it a day late because I came back from Columbia. I wasn't gonna move my trip. Who y'all think y'all is? I wasn't gonna move my trip. My coordinator, she was being a big brat about it, but child, I was like, girl, I'm here now. She's like, well, did you call and did it? Girl, I called you. You didn't answer. That's not my problem. It's not my problem that you didn't answer your emails, and it's not my fault that your email don't work and da-da-da-da and all the other excuses you want to give me. I emailed you well before that I told you, and I told you I wasn't going to be on the first day. If you didn't prepare for that, baby, Buki, that's your problem, not mine. I'll let you know. Well, I literally emailed her, like, before I even went to Columbia, I emailed her. And I told her, I didn't tell her I was in Columbia. I said I had a family obligation, which it was. It was my sister's birthday. That's a family obligation. I didn't lie. I said I had a family obligation that I had to take care of. My flight was canceled. No, I said my flight was delayed, which it was. I was supposed to leave early that morning. I didn't leave until the afternoon because my flight was delayed. Once again, was not a lie. And I would not be making it back in time for the first day of my rotation, but I will be there the second day. Sorry for any inconvenience. And if like there's anything I need to do like to make that up or whatever, like an extra day or whatever, let me know. Why show up on the first day and you should have went because you didn't get confirmation from me. I shouldn't have went because I didn't get confirmation from me. Who are you? Child. I said, lady, you're doing a lot. I'm here. Are you going to, like, tell me where to go? Or, like, are we just going to sit here and look back and forth at each other? Like, which one are we going to do? And she's like, oh, well, then also, like, now you're sick. So, like, you need to go get a COVID test. I said, okay, that's no problem. I went and got a COVID test. And then I came back. COVID test was negative. I didn't have COVID. I had laryngitis, like I had told her. And she was like, okay, like, but see, now you have to go get your ID. Where do I go to go get my ID? Like, you're making this sound like so much when you don't have to do any of the work. I have to go do it. Just tell me what the heck I have to go do. Like, I don't understand why. You didn't leave your desk. You didn't leave your office. You're making a big deal when I'm the one that got to go do the work. And I'm not making a big deal because I knew I wasn't going to be here. Like, girl. And I love the way you call my phone and texting me good morning. 2 shots of Patron. So yeah, after all that, I started my surgery rotation job. March begins a whole series of like blissfully happy months. Like from March to June, I was so happy. Like March was from then on, I was like, those are some good months. I had my surgery. I took my surgery shelf in May because surgery was 2 months. And I was living in the Bronx. I had met somebody that I really, really liked. And it was just such a great time. It was a great experience. We're not going to talk too much about this person at all because this person no longer exists. He's dead to me. But in that moment, in that time, from March to June, I was very, very happy. I have 0 complaints. Other than that, I lived in the Bronx, but whatever. That is like that's like not even that deep, honestly. But yeah, it's just great months. March, April, May. Yeah, literally nothing happened in May. Oh, okay, well, we can talk about May. We're gonna get into May. So May I went home for a bit, but while I went home, so end of April, early May, I had so many like bouts of tonsillitis back to back. I was in the hospital for 2 times. I was in the ER twice for it. To where they thought I was developing a peritonsil abscess, which, if you don't know what that is, you know your tonsils in the back of your throat. Peri means next to, abscess. Next to the tonsils, abscess. There we go. So they thought I was developing that. I was on a lot of antibiotics. I was on a lot of meds. It was just a lot going on. So when I went home in May, I went and saw my ENT doctor. And if y'all remember, way back when I first was leaving Antigua and I thought I had strep throat and it ended up being tonsillitis. Yeah, so since then, back in 2023, when I left for the first time in October 2023, I have had multiple bouts of tonsillitis since then. And so when I went back to my ENT, I was like, yo, something has got to give, because your girl cannot keep living like this. I'm so sick of having tonsillitis and all the things, and even my allergies are a mess right now. Like, I just have whatever the anatomy is in this area is a mess. And I get really bad allergies. I was getting really bad tonsillitis back to back. So my ENT was like, yeah, girl, let's take it out. Fuck, let's do it. So in May, when I went home, I did have my tonsils removed in May. And it was like quick turnaround. I literally moved out of my apartment in the Bronx, moved into my apartment in Brooklyn. 2 days later, went home, had surgery like 4 days later, and was the rest of May. That's why y'all ain't see me in May. In May, I was dead. I couldn't talk. I barely could eat. I couldn't swallow. It was recovering from the tonsils. I wish that I was a child, because apparently it's easier. Apparently they take the tonsils out, the baby is fine 2 days later. I was sat for 3 weeks, done for. And for the first week and a half, literally was not talking. Mouth done for, the throat done for. So yeah, that's how May went. But it was still like happy. Like, I wasn't like upset. Like, I was just annoyed that that had happened. But other than that, May was chill. May was a vibe, if I do say so myself. May was a vibe. Because I mean, I was also at home. I got to see my niece. My niece graduated kindergarten. Not kindergarten. She graduated pre-K to go into kindergarten. I got to see my sister, my brother. Like, I hadn't seen them in a while. So yeah, that was all good stuff. Good vibes. Good vibes. Gold night. Least expected. Ooh, baby, and he can't reject it. From June to really the rest of the year enters the dark times, as I call them. Yeah, enters the dark times. And June on was a very... I feel like June was like the beginning of like the sadness. And then July, it was like, okay, a little less sad, but still sad. And then August, September, and then September, just from September on. September, October were rough. We're rough. I'm not gonna lie, they were rough. But it really started in June. So June came around, I was blissfully happy, as I said earlier, and me and the person that I was dating at the time, that I liked a lot, decided to part ways, because we didn't want the same things, which is okay. It happens, you know, life happens and things happen and people aren't always in the same space at the same time, and that's all I'm gonna say on that, because I literally have not a bad thing to say about this person. This person was a great person, very, very sweet, took care of me. I was living my happy, blissful life. If you follow me on Instagram, I was so happy. I was literally everywhere in New York, and because this person was taking me everywhere. So I was having a great time. So, and I, like, even how it ended amicably. We've talked since, and not like often, not frequently, not a lot. It was just once. And it's okay. And yeah, like, there's no ill will towards this person. I hope there's no ill will towards me. He doesn't have like social media or anything, so he ain't never gonna see this anyway. So I really could sit here and be like, ah! But like, I don't have a bad thing to say about this person. So I'm not gonna sit here and make up bad things to say, because there's nothing bad. But that, because you know how like sometimes when you've been single for so long, you just like think like, finally it's my turn. And I thought finally it was my turn, and unfortunately it wasn't, and that's okay. But that started the dark days, I'm not gonna lie. Dark days started then, and you know, it was just also just very unfortunate because I had like to take my comp exam the next month, and the next month was also my birthday, and was also his birthday, and then I also had to take step and like applying for match and all the thing. Like everything was like coming up because it's like the end of the year and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just unfortunate timing. But that happened in June. July, I took comp and passed. It was fine. It was not even that deep. And then I went to, actually I literally took comp and hopped on a flight to Las Vegas for my birthday because I went to go see the Queen Bee. I got to see Beyonce on my birthday in Las Vegas. I hate Vegas. Anyone who knows me knows I hate Vegas. I've been to Vegas. That was like my fourth time going. Every single time I have a horrible time. This time I actually had a pretty good time because this was my first solo trip that I've ever taken. I mean, I don't consider moving to Antigua a solo trip because like, I mean, while I was having a time, it wasn't like I was there for vacation. Like I was there for school. So this is like my first ever like solo trip ever like for vacation, and I had a time. So I had a great time in Vegas, like by myself, like, and I feel like I didn't even do that much because I don't like Vegas. And so like, and I've been so many times that I'm like, I don't want to explore. Like there's nothing that anytime I've gone to Vegas, there's nothing that I've been like, oh my God, when I come back, I want to go to this place, or, oh, I'm back now, I want to go to the, like, no, like, every time I go there, I hate it. So I literally was just like, I'm sitting by the beach, by the pool, not the beach, I wish. I was sitting by the pool, and I was like, okay, there's like a few restaurants I want to try that I'd found like on TikTok and stuff, and I did that, and stayed in my hotel room, and had a ball, ordered room service, and just treated myself, and did whatever I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm happy that I did this by myself. So then I don't have like anybody being like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, when like I already know I don't like Vegas. So I'm not gonna sit here and force myself to do stuff that I don't really want to do. So I really did nothing, but that's like exactly what I wanted to do. And it was my birthday, so I was like, yeah, if I don't want to do shit, I'm not gonna do shit. So I literally did nothing but go to the concert and like try restaurants and like eat and like stay in the hotel room, which is fine with me. That's what I wanted to do. So Vegas was like good. Vegas was a good time, good moment. I'll give it to her. She wasn't, she didn't piss me off that time. So yeah, that was July, and then August was chill. I don't even think anything. What happened in August? Oh, also June was like such a bad month because I was in the absolute worst elective of my entire life. I hated infectious disease from day one until the last day. That was the absolute worst elective I could have ever chosen in my entire life. I hated every second of it. And I had the absolute worst time in infectious disease, and I literally wanted to die every single day. And then on top of that, me and the dude, and he knew I was having a hard time. Like, come on, bro. I was like, please, like, get me a break. June, I could not take a break. I was getting whacked left and right. Left and right, I was getting whacked. Every single day of my elective, I was getting whacked. This man was whacking me. I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't take a break. Okay. So yeah, July was chill. August was also just like a sad, depressing time. I was in actually a really good elective. I was really enjoying my time, learning a lot. I was doing CL at that time, but I was just so burnt out from studying, and just life things and just everything in general like came crashing down in August. And it was the worst possible time for things to come crashing down, because guess what I had in September? Step 2. Not only step 2, at step 2 at the beginning of the month, I had applying for residency at the end of the month. There was so much. September was like the month, like, and I knew that going into this year. I was like, September is going to be a really busy month. It's going to be a lot going on. I didn't know when I was taking step. I preferably wanted to take step earlier, but with me having surgery in May, I had to push back when I could take comp, and then that pushed back when I could take step. So that just like really irritated my heart and soul. So yeah, but August, everything came crashing down. I was so burnt out. There was no amount of studying that I could have done. There was no amount of rest I could have taken. Like, I literally, even if I took all of August off to like study for step and I wasn't in an elective, I still don't think that would have changed anything, because I was mentally drained. Like, people would ask me questions like in my elective and I couldn't even think. Like, literally my brain was like on pause, just stopped. My brain was like, please take me to 2026. My brain was like, take me to 2026, 2025 is over. And I was like, Bookie Bay, we still got 4 months. So yeah, August was a very hard month. And then September came. I took step 2, and I think that if I wasn't so mentally like dead, it wouldn't have been as bad as it was, but it was so bad just because I was tired, and there's no excuse. There's no like, I had so much anxiety, so much anxiety. I was not sleeping. I was barely eating. It was just August and September were very rough months, and I hate that because I know that I passed step, don't get me wrong, but that was like never a question for me, and that's not anything being cocky or anything like that. Like, there was just never a way I wasn't gonna pass. That's just me, you know, talking my shit about myself because I know my shit, period. And it was just so disheartening when I got my score back, because I know I could do so much better, but there was literally physically, mentally, nothing I could do. Yes, I could have pushed my test back and all the things, but I really didn't want, like, the med school people, I mean, people in med school won't understand this. As an IMG, you already looked at sideways and you're already looked down upon. I didn't want to turn my application in late or turn my application in without a step score, especially going to the field that I want to go into because it's a very competitive field. And so I was like, I need to take this exam because I need to turn my application in on time to have the best chances to be able to get as many interviews as I can and interview like in as many places as I can and like have a good shot of matching into residency next year, right? So I was like, I literally can't move this. I can't. like I can. I literally can. I physically literally could. But I was like, do I want to take that risk of turning my application in late or turning my application in without a score? I talked to a few of my mentors. They were like, well, I mean, I definitely don't want you to take it. I definitely don't want you to turn your application in without a score, period. So whatever you do, you either are pushing your exam and turning in your application late, or you're taking the exam now and you're turning your application on time. Those are your two options pretty much. And I was like, all right, well, it looks like I'm... And then it also got to a point that even if I wanted to move my exam, they were trying to charge me an extra $200, $300 to change my exam. The exam was already $1,000. I already paid $1,000 to take this exam. I'm sorry, I'm not giving y'all $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 to then move it. I just, no. Like, what do y'all think I'm getting this money from? Like, come on. So I took the exam. I felt horrific after. I usually, you know me, y'all know me. I know after every exam, I'll be like, oh my God, that was such a hard exam. After the exam, I physically wanted to throw up. After that exam, I sat there and I was like, you know what? I know that before I was like, oh, like, I know I'll at least pass. Will I get the score that I want? I was like, I actually don't even know if I even passed that. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if I got a fail on that. I would not be surprised. That exam, I was fighting for my life from question 1 to question 300 and whatever. I was fighting for my life every single question on that exam. I was fighting for my life. And it was hard because I usually don't, there might be blocks because it's 9 blocks. There might be blocks where I'm fighting for my life. There's easier blocks, there's harder blocks. Every single block, I was fighting for my everlasting life. Every single block, I was sitting there like, God, please help me. God, please help me. God, please help me. God, please help, please. I was begging because I literally didn't know what, like, my brain was not working. It was not computing at all. I was reading the questions. My brain was like, I have zero idea what you're talking about. Or even if I had an inkling of an idea, I would get to the options and I was like, ha. Like, it was so hard. It was so bad. I was like, I've never fought for my life the way I fought for my life on that exam, ever. And I thought step 1 was hard. And I mean, statistically, step 2 is the hardest exam that we end up taking, but fighting for my life, every single question I was fighting for my life. There wasn't a question on there that I didn't fight for my life, child. So I get my score back literally the day the applications for ERAS, for match are due. And I opened it and I literally just started crying. I was like, this is it. I'm over. This is done. This is it. I just started bawling my eyes out. Once again, I passed, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't the score that I wanted. And it wasn't like even in the range of the score that I wanted. So I just was like bawling my eyes out. I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, it came down to this and I fucked it. And so I was so disappointed. I ended up applying to more programs that I initially wanted to, just because I felt like I needed to broaden my horizons and broaden my chances to getting interviews and getting in, because I was scared shitless. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still kind of scared shit. I've calmed down now a little bit, but yeah, I was scared shitless, and I was like, oh my god. So I applied to a lot more programs, and yeah, that was disheartening. I was just very upset. And from September, October, I don't think that there wasn't a night I didn't cry. I was so upset with myself. I was beating myself up. I was so disappointed. I was so mad. I was so angry. I was angry at myself. I was angry at God. I was angry at people that didn't even have no input. I was angry at my mama. I was angry at everybody. Like, literally, I'm so sorry if you met me or talked to me in those times, because anybody that like pissed me off could get it. Like, September, October, I was furious. And it was rough. It was a really, really rough time. Yeah, it was just hard. And it was just a hard time. And yeah, so October, and then I went out for Halloween, didn't even get pictures. I was Winnie the Pooh. I was so cute. I wish I had a picture, but I don't, but that was that. And then November, yeah, October was so bad that November, I was like, we have to do something about this, girl. So I started therapy in November, because, yeah, it was just a lot. And I actually did my second favorite elective that I ever did throughout, sorry, what the heck? That I did throughout my 4th year, which was child and adolescent psychiatry. I enjoyed every second of it. November, like, I kind of came out of the weeds a little bit. Yeah, I absolutely love child and adolescent psychiatry. I was like, okay, maybe, does this mean a fellowship? I don't know. It might be something I want to consider. But yeah, I did that, which I had always loved emergency. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll go into emergency. I don't know. But that made me like also reconsider and think about like reproductive health and women's mental health. And so I started kind of steering that way, because that's kind of more aligned with what I wanted to do. I did really enjoy OB-GYN. So I was like, more like reproductive women's mental health is like a field that I would like to go into. So yeah, and then I was like, okay, but can I go this child route, or like which route do I want to go or take or whatever? So yeah, but November was okay. My parents and my niece came for Thanksgiving, so that was really cute. Got to see them. Also, September, October, I started having really extreme abdominal pain. I was having so much stomach pain. It was so bad. And so I have a history of like GERD and acid reflux and like IBS. So I just thought it was that. I would take my medication that I've been taking for years, but the pain was not going away. The pain was not stopping. So I took ibuprofen one time and the pain went away. So I was like, okay, whatever, cool. So I would have these pains, and they would happen like maybe once or twice a week, not anything crazy. It wasn't like every day. And it would happen randomly. I would get these stomach pains. I would take ibuprofen, it would go away. So in November, I told one of my mentors, he's a surgeon, general surgeon here, and he was like, you need to get an ultrasound. And so with that ultrasound, I found out I had gallstones. And I was like, of course I do, child. Name a baddie that don't got stomach problems. I'll wait. Exactly. If we don't have stomach problems, we have headaches. I don't know what it is, because I don't get headaches, but I have friends that they get headaches, but they don't have stomach problems. And if you don't have headaches, you have stomach problems. Like, it's one or the other. You either get migraines and headaches, and if you got both, 15 out of 10. I'm kidding. Let me stop. I didn't even spray my face. Like, I just started yapping. Whatever. Cool. But I still want you to see a GI doctor for an upper endoscopy to see if there's anything else going on. I was like, all right, whatever, cool. What happens in December? Beginning of December was fine. Yeah, I started doing, again, in a horrible elective, I started doing addiction medicine. I don't like it. I don't know how these people do addiction medicine. I don't like it at all. I think methadone clinic was like interesting, but other than that, yeah, I couldn't do addiction medicine if they paid me, even if they paid me enough for it. But so I started doing addiction medicine. I had to commute again from Brooklyn to the Bronx. Don't they know that I don't like the Bronx? Like, why do y'all keep sending me out there? But this one was kind of my fault because this is a program that I had applied to. So I was like, I want to get my foot in the door, and which rightfully so, because literally my second week in my elective, they offered me an interview, period. And is it because I came there? Probably. I don't know. I was still having these stomach pains, whatever. I go to see the GI doctor. He's like, okay, we're going to do an endoscopy on Christmas Eve, right? The 24th. And I said, okay, no problem. And, you know, I'll be there, whatever. This is like, literally, he tells me this. And the next week, that Thursday, I wake up at 3 a.m. with excruciating abdominal pain. Like, when I tell you, I literally felt like I couldn't even breathe. Like, my stomach hurt so bad. I took the ibuprofen, pain not going away. I said, oh no. I took the ibuprofen, I'm taking the omeprazole, I'm taking everything. I'm taking literally anything that I could find. I'm taking Tylenol, anything. I had probably done, this is not good. Don't do this. Don't do what I did. I probably overdosed on all these medications because I just was taking them because I was like, please make the pain go away. Pain did not go away. Pain was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And by Sunday, I was like, because I had my endoscopy that following Wednesday, so I was trying to make it to there. I'm also like texting my mentor, who's the surgeon, and I was like, hey, like the stomach pain came, like it's really bad, da, da, da. He was like, did you take the ibuprofen? I'm like, yeah, I took the ibuprofen, it's not helping, but I'm also not supposed to be taking ibuprofen because the GI doctor thinks that I have a duodenal ulcer, and if y'all know anything about ulcers, NSAIDs make them worse. So I was like, I'm not supposed to really be taking that, but yeah, I took it anyway because like my stomach is in so much pain or whatever. And he was like, take the ibuprofen. If you still are in pain, you need to go to the hospital. I took the ibuprofen. I still didn't go to the hospital because, you know, us people in healthcare, we make the worst patients. I still didn't go to the hospital. I was like, no, I'm gonna write it out to Wednesday. Saturday night came, and that was like my third day in a row. I didn't eat anything, I didn't drink anything, I didn't sleep. I was like, I need to go to the hospital. This, like, Lex, stop. You need to go to the hospital. Sunday morning, I got up, I took myself to the hospital. Got admitted within the hour because not only was I having bad abdominal pain, I was tachycardic to the 130s, and I was severely dehydrated because I hadn't eaten or drinking anything for the past 4 days, that I was acidotic and all the things. It was bad, and they admitted me on Sunday. Monday, I was in that OR getting that gallbladder out. That gallbladder was coming out. So yeah, Sunday I also had an ultrasound. I had another ultrasound that confirmed my like gallstones was blocking the duct. Well, it was in like the neck of the gallstone, which is where like the duct comes out and all the things. And so it was blocking that. My biggest stone was, I think it's 2.4, 2.5 like centimeters. Child, you bet big. I'll put a picture. Them things were big. So yeah, I had a HIDA scan, which I didn't know. Like, we always talked about HIDA scans in medical school. I'm so sorry to anybody that has to go through a HIDA scan. That was actually horrific. I'm not even claustrophobic, and I was like, girl, this is the worst thing I've ever had to sit. I literally told that lady, I said, I'm so sorry, this is your job. That's the worst thing. That's the worst imaging, the worst testing, worst anything I've ever had to do in my whole entire life. I hated every second of it. I didn't know a HIDA scan took 3 hours. I thought it was a cute little boop. They give you the contrast, send you in, take the little images, take you out, you go. Like a cute little CT child. No. I was literally on that table for like an hour and a half, taking all the images or whatever, and then she's like, okay, you have to sit outside for an hour. Huh? I thought you were done. She was like, no, you have to sit outside for an hour, and then you come back in, and then I take more images. Girl, don't piss me off. I have gallstones. And I'm like sitting there literally in pain as she's doing this for 3 hours. Don't piss me off, girl. If you don't fucking take me to this damn OR so I can get this thing out. I understand that, you know, they gotta do the things they gotta do, whatever. But I was like, is this really necessary? When we all know what the heck I have, like, come on now. So she literally, and then she was like, oh, you're done, but I don't know, like, sometimes the radiologist calls you back and once more, so we'll see. Girl, they took me back to my room. Literally 30 minutes later, they wheeled me into that OR. I said, thank God, because if they had taken me back to that freaking HIDA scan, I literally would have started cussing people out. I was so irritated. So I feel bad. But I was like, come on, bro. I'm literally in pain. So yeah, I got my gallbladder out on that Monday, and I was in the hospital until Christmas Eve, and I went home on Christmas Eve. Yeah, when I was in the hospital, my aunt came and took care of me. My other family members couldn't make it up here. She was available, so I'm very, very grateful and appreciative to my auntie for coming. That was so sweet of her. She doesn't really celebrate holidays anyways, like the rest of us do, so yeah, she was free. So she came and she took care of me. She actually just left yesterday, the 30th. Yeah, she just left yesterday. So she came, took care of me. So sweet of her. She's actually my godmom as well. So recovery actually has been fairly easy. I mean, Monday I had the surgery, Tuesday, Wednesday. I feel like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was rough. And then by Friday, I was all right. So yeah, I came home Christmas Eve. By then, it was just hard to like lay down and like get up and like move around. But other than that, it was fairly okay recovery. And now that I'm a week post-op, or over a week post-op, I went to go see my surgeon today. Oh, also my mentor, the surgeon, he actually did my surgery for me, so that was like, I went in like very comfortable because I know him. He's my mentor. We were like cracking jokes before I went under and stuff. So yeah. Okay, finishing touches. On the HBIC, she know I'm hot because she not. This is going to be the final New Year's Eve look. You know, I love a matte pinky look. I could have done more, but like, this has like been my like go-to look every time I go out. Because it just eats every time. It just eats every time. But yeah, that is also a recap of my 2025. There's some things I left out. I also was dating this guy in November, so that was horrific. Oh my God, November, I also went to Ghana. That was a good time. But that was like our last date that I went on with that guy and chill. Loser. That was my recap of 2025. There were ups, there was downs. There was a period of darkness that I'm still trying to overcome. I feel like I have been more in the light as of recent. I hope that the light continues to shine upon me. This is also the end of me living in New York, unfortunately, unless I match here. But this is it. In 2 weeks, I move back to Georgia and I wait for match results in March and see where I'm going to be spending the next 4 years of my life in residency. I would be ecstatic if it was still New York. I feel like I'm not done in this city, and I feel like I haven't really even gotten to fully experience it because I am a broke medical student. But and New York is very expensive. But there's just so much more opportunity here. That I feel like I didn't take full advantage of for a multitude of reasons. School, not being able to afford it, shyness, fear, like a lot of things that I wish I would have taken better advantage of. So if this isn't the end of my time in New York, if I do get to come back next year for the next 4 years, I would be more than happy and honored to stay here. Because I really do love New York, and I just really do feel like my time here isn't up yet. I really feel like there's more for me to do and to see and to be a part of in the city and to get involved with in the city. And so yeah, like, I'm kind of sad and nostalgic about leaving, but you know, wherever the cookie crumbles, where the cards fall come March will be where I end up, and I will be excited nonetheless. So yeah, this is it. Oh my god, hold on, wait, let me get my bottle of champagne. Hold on, we have to toast. So I got a bottle of Via, however you say it, Issa Rae's. I got the Prosecco Rosé because I don't know, wanted to be different. I was just gonna get the regular Prosecco, and I was like, oh wait, there's a rosé. Let me get that. I don't know. I like rosé. Whatever. Anyways. So yeah. This is 2025. Went through all the things, all the ups, but you know, I finished third year, I finished fourth year. Oh my god, yeah. Also, like December, that marked the end. This last elective marked the end of medical school for me. Like, that's it. All my requirements are done, turned in, and well, okay, there's one more thing I do gotta turn in, but yeah, whatever. But done and turned in, and that's it. 4 years of medical school have been completed and done, and such a big, this like the biggest thing I've ever done, the biggest accomplishment I've ever had, the biggest, yeah, it's like very big for me, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I did it. I feel like it's such a long time, but I feel like it also like flew by, especially fourth year. The fact that I started fourth year technically in May and I finished in, yeah, quick girl, quick. I was running them electives back to back. I'm ready to go. But yeah, this is it. This is the end. Medical school is over. And wow. Very grateful, yeah. A lot of great things happened. A lot of bad things. 2 surgeries in a year, a broken heart, spending my birthday. That was my first birthday I've ever spent by myself. Spending New Year's Eve by myself. 2 solo trips. I went to Philly. I forgot to mention that. That did happen in September. I went to Philly. So like 2 solo trips. More coming next year, God willing. And a whole new year coming. Wow, that's so crazy. I know it's 11:42. I'm not supposed to pop the champagne and all the things, but I feel like I should pop it with you guys. Okay, wait, hold on. Please don't pop on me. I'm scared. It's 2025. Well, I guess to 2026 and goodbye to 2025. Oh, please don't go everywhere. Yay. Oh, that was such a nice pop. I'm so proud of myself. I really thought it was gonna, because this thing was sideways. Thank you guys for riding through with me. I know I disappeared, a lot was going on. Now y'all know the context of what was going on, child. I was going through a lot. But I hope that you guys had a fruitful and good 2025. I think for me, 2025 definitely was not the best year of my life. Definitely a builder year, definitely a filler year, definitely a filler. But it was a start of like good things, such as like solo traveling and being okay with being alone and finishing medical school. Like there's a lot of good that came out. So I hope that you guys can reflect on the good that come out of your 2025 year, and many more blessings to you guys in 2026. And I hope to see you guys next year. Cheers. All right, guys. Bye.